yourself becoming a trainer after you finish your career?
I don't know. I mean, I've always liked, like the idea of coaching and stuff. And obviously it's like an easy pathway for players to get into, playing and then becoming a coach or being involved in the game. It's just tough because for my mind, like being a player and having to work through, being a young player and going through your career and having to work all the steps, like when you become a coach, you kind of have to start that whole process over again. And I don't know. I just don't know if that's something I'd want to do. I mean, like if I was going to coach, I'd like to coach like an academy or something like that where, the kids have already decided they're at that age, like 14, 15, where football is serious for them, Because I don't know if I have the patience for kind of coaching club soccer and Pee Wee soccer kind of stuff.
During Corona times now, how is training going at the moment?
Yeah, it's good. So, obviously being away from the club and not being able to train in small groups yet, it's good because the club has been it's been good. They've been on top of sending every week workout regimes and specific targets for fitness and strength and stuff like that. And we all have like the heart rate or the GPS stuff. So it's you can't really hide because you do a workout, you have to send all the data in. So it's good. It's strange, working out by yourself and doing all the training stuff by yourself. But it's good. It's just kind of staying ready. Really, you just never know when you're going to be back and how things will pan out, kind of stuff.
But does it look like the competition is going to finish, or they're gonna restart it?
They're trying to figure it out right now. I think they want to, but it's just like with a lot of leagues, they're trying to figure out the logistics and how many games and that kind of stuff. So I think the intention is for the league, they want to come back, and I think a majority of people want to come back. It's just trying to figure out so all parties involved are happy with it, kind of thing.
If you look to your game on the field, what do you see as your strongest point on the field if you're playing?
I would say probably my reading of the game. I feel like I'm a pretty intelligent player, and just like my range of passing. I think that's probably my strongest. So, I'm not really like a dribbler, or I'm not a flair player, but I'd like to think that I'm pretty accurate when I pass, and I'm good at just retaining simple possession. Playing in that six is something that I really like. I know it's a position that you're never going to be on the highlight reel, or you're never going to be that guy kind of thing. But it's an important position, and I enjoy playing it. So
yeah, I remember once Zidane said about when he played with Makalele, they sold him to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Then he said you can paint the car in a different color and don't change anything, but if you take the motor out, it don't drive the same,
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I've just always been good at it, and I think, my ability to read the game and just be good at passing, simple passing and stuff. And I wouldn't say I'm the most athletic guy, but, I can cover ground and stuff. So I think those mixtures of my traits probably help me the best in that position. So.
And if you look to even more to your youth, do you have like heroes in football, like you were looking up to, or?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I'm a Man United fan, so I grew up, watching the United of old when they had those big players, and like I always tell people my favorite player of all time is Paul Scholes, just because of his technique and what he could do with the ball, and he just saw stuff that players didn't like. But I think obviously I had a lot of heroes at that time, and I think I try and model my game after all of them. Like I thought Roy Keane is he's as a player, he wasn't anything amazing, but what he did well. He did the simple stuff well, and I like that, and I like try to emulate that stuff. But honestly, it's a lot of Man United players, but I like watching players like Busquets and stuff like that, just because I like to compare myself, or I can't compare myself to Busquets, but to try and do what they do in their position, and improve my game like that.
And is it because you told already you grow up like so you was born in America, but mostly like football raised in England. And later you went back to America. Do you see that as a profit that you had your football race, let's say like this, in England, because they play? I think the academies are different.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was nice to get a different perspective on things. I mean, I think being born in America, because my mom is English, so when we moved back there, when I played club, I got scouted for academies back in England, and that's why I moved back. And just being able to be in that system, and I've played I haven't played at the highest levels in England, but playing, in professional academies and then playing like non-league and all these different, I got a good, wide perspective on football. And I think, it humbled me a bit because, you have to work hard to achieve what you want, because especially in a place like England where everyone wants to be a footballer, and there's so many levels of the game that I think it helped when going to America because I had that football knowledge of, kind of being a crafty player and knowing the game. Whereas in America, maybe not a lot of players know the game like that because they don't grow up around it. But, there definitely is the athleticism, what they take seriously over there is the physicality and stuff. So it's I've had a nice mix of being able to kind of mold my game to the different places I've been kind of thing.